802.11g gains ground in a couple of areas. So as you can imagine, 802.11a equipment really did not take off, but what is really starting to take off is 802.11g wireless equipment. It's still a little more expensive than B or A equipment, but the prices are coming down very quickly because it's proven to be very popular. It communicates on the same radio frequency as 802.11b equipment. One of the big advantages, though, of using this is, number one, it is faster than 802.11b, the maximum data transmission rate of 54 megabytes, but it is also backward compatible with 802.11b equipment. That means that we can mix and match 802.11b with G equipment. So that means you can go out and buy an 802.11g wireless router or wireless access point and still use your 802.11b wireless network adapters. However, those adapters, the 802.11b adapters, won't be able to communicate up to 54 megabytes. They're limited to their maximum data transmission rate of 11 megabytes. So the backward compatibility also allows you to upgrade your 802.11b adapters, your wireless network adapters, as you have the money and the time and the energy to do so, instead of having to start from scratch and get rid of all your 802.11b equipment and having to replace everything with 802.11g. So right off the bat, nice feature right there is the backward compatibility, great speed. We've got about the same range as 802.11b with 150 feet, but one of the big features of 802.11g is its improved security over 802.11b and A equipment. 802.11g wireless equipment support a new wireless security specification called Wi-Fi Protected Access, or WPA for short. And this is a real big improvement for home users and small home offices or small offices in general. And we'll learn all about WPA in the wireless security module, and we'll learn how to implement WPA in the configure wireless router module. So the key features of 802.11g is its backward compatibility, its speed, and its improved security. However, one thing to take note of is that wireless equipment using the new 802.11i standard, 802.11i, will be coming out very, very soon. 802.11i will also offer the WEP security feature, but it's also going to offer a new security feature called RSN, which stands for Robust Security Network. And in a nutshell, RSN will offer a very high degree of encryption. It'll really go a long way for protecting wireless networks. So if you're faced with the choice right now of wait for 802.11i or get 802.11g, what would I recommend? Well, if you're a home user, I would recommend just going with 802.11g. If you really want to set up a wireless network and want to take advantage of being wireless and being able to check your email from your bed or your kitchen or wherever, 802.11g with WPA provides very good security. For large businesses, though, if you haven't gone to wireless yet, I would recommend waiting for 802.11i if you can. So that completes our section of wireless network standards. Now let's take a look at the different wireless network configurations that we can use. We can configure a wireless network either in infrastructure mode or ad hoc mode. Ad hoc mode is also referred to as peer-to-peer mode. And in this mode, we simply have two computers, each equipped with a wireless network adapter that just connect to each other. And you would have to configure the wireless adapter on each computer in ad hoc mode. So this allows for quick file sharing between the two computers. But that is all ad hoc mode provides for. It's not going to allow you to get connected to the wireless network at your local Starbucks or something like that, and then in turn get connected to the internet. It just allows for a peer-to-peer connection. However, the most common wireless network configuration is infrastructure mode. Let's bring up another whiteboard and take a look at what's involved with infrastructure mode. In infrastructure mode, the computers will connect to a wireless access point or a wireless router in order to connect to a network. The wireless access points or routers in turn will be connected to the wired network, which can be a hub, or in the case of a wireless router, it will be connected to your cable or your DSL modem. As I said before, wireless networks transmit data by using radio frequencies. So you can kind of think of the wireless access point or router as a radio station. With a radio station, we need to know the radio station number. Maybe it's FM 105, 105.5 in order to connect to it, or you're just going through the dial, you're just putting the radio on scan to try to pick up a radio station. Well, wireless access points and routers use something called a service set identifier, or SSID for short. And this is used to distinguish the different wireless networks from one another, kind of like the different radio stations. So the SSID is basically the name of the wireless network, and you'll need to know the SSID in order to connect to the wireless network. So the way this works is, let's say this is going to be our wireless access router. The wireless access router will be connected to our cable or DSL modem, and that in turn is connected out here to the internet. And we want our laptop computer or desktop computer to get connected to the wireless access point so we can in turn get connected to the internet. So in a real basic configuration, in order for your wireless laptop or desktop computer to get connected to your access point, you'll have to configure your wireless network adapter with the SSID on your wireless access point. So let's say, for example, you've got a Linksys wireless access point or router. Its default SSID is called Linksys. So that means you're going to configure your laptop or your desktop with the SSID of Linksys as well, so you can tune into this station, which is your wireless access point or your router. So again, the SSID is just a means of identifying the wireless network. It is the name of the wireless network, and in order to connect to a wireless network, you need to know the name of it. We'll learn more about the SSID in the wireless security module, and we'll learn how to configure SSID options in the configure wireless router module. And with that, that brings us to the end of this module. Let's do a quick recap of what we've learned here. In this module, we learned the differences between 802.11b, A, and G wireless standards, and we learned that 802.11g wireless equipment is fast, backward compatible, and more secure than 802.11b or A. And we also learned that we can configure our wireless network either in ad hoc mode, which is just a peer-to-peer environment, or in an infrastructure mode, which requires that we have at least one wireless access point or a wireless router, and that we need to know the SSID of our wireless access point or router in order to connect to our wireless network. And with that, I'd like to thank you for viewing this module.